Hi, I'm Ashlan Rowan. I'm a security elf on the Santa Clauses, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.
I retired too soon. I hired the wrong guy. I've got to go back to the North Pole. Elves are disappearing.
Elves are disappearing? You should have led with that.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So, super excited to be talking to my guest today, Ashlan Rowan. She stars in the upcoming The Santa Clauses series, which is premiering on Disney Plus on November 16th. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Ashlan.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, just to kind of start things off, to get everyone, familiar with you and your story, can you just talk a little bit about how did you get started in your acting journey?
I got started a little over a year ago. I was just always inspired, and I always wanted to be on TV, so I just decided to get into it.
Was there any certain like movie, TV show or anything that kind of like really inspired you to get into it? Or did you have like any friends, family that were maybe like doing acting or
Stranger Things actually inspired me. I just watched it, and I was like, wow, I want to be on, TV. And so, yeah, that's basically how I got into it.
that's awesome. Well, hey, Stranger Things is one of my favorite shows. That's a great way to get started. So then you get cast in the Santa Clauses series for Disney Plus, which is a continuation of the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen. What was your audition process like? And did you know, like when you were auditioning for it, did you know it was for this series?
Um, so basically, I didn't know at first, and then they were just like, "Would you mind come in and like try clothes on?" And then I tried my elf outfit on, and then the next day they were like, "You're hired." So that's how it happened, pretty much.
Wow. So that was pretty quick turnaround. It's like sometimes, you might not hear back for a couple weeks, a couple
Yeah.
months, whatever. So that's funny. So you kind of went into it, you just knew that it was some kind of Christmas movie or TV show, obviously with the elf outfit, but they didn't tell you until like afterwards.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, when you first got cast in the series and you found like you actually knew what it was, what were you most looking forward to about, working on the series and playing this role?
Honestly, the prosthetics, like the ears, I thought that was so cool, to be an elf and everything. That really excited me.
How long, like once you actually started working on the show, how long did it take to get like the ears and stuff on?
30 minutes to an hour, pretty much every day.
So it was a pretty extensive for just doing, was it just like the ears or did you have like anything else? Like obviously you had like the outfit and everything, but
Just the ears.
just the ears. Now, what can I, because obviously the show comes out on the 16th, what can are you able to tell us about your character in the series?
Well, I'm a security elf and I protect Santa and all his family members and all the other elves. Basically, is my job and what I do in the show.
Okay, all right, excellent. Now, the original Santa Claus film is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. Like I always have to, I watch it every single year. I love like the whole series, but specifically the original one. What was your experience with the Santa Claus franchise before getting cast in this role? Like, had you seen any of the movies up to that point, or?
Honestly, I never saw the movies until I got casted for it, and then I watched them. So that was basically all my knowledge.
Okay, so you were coming in like, fresh, like brand new to this. So
Mhm.
after watching like the original like three movies, do you have like a favorite out of those original three?
Probably the first one.
The first one. Okay, yeah, I say that's my favorite as well. Got to go with the original, the classic. That was I remember like when I was growing up as like a kid. That was uh, how my parents convinced me because at the time we were living in an apartment and we didn't have a fireplace at the time. So that was how they convinced me that how Santa was able
Uh,
to get into the house because how like a fireplace like magically opened up. So that's how they kind of convinced me with that where we didn't have one back then. Um, what does a day in the life of an elf at the North Pole look like on the set of the Santa Clauses?
um, it's fun. Like a lot of times we just like hang out on set, play card games, and then we get right into filming. and we're protecting Santa, and all us elves are just being joyous and all that. So that's basically what it looks like on set. And then we have school and crafty.
Did you guys have like I mean it looked like, it would definitely be a set that was really fun to be on. Did you know anyone else that got cast in the series? Were you familiar with anyone, or is this kind of like, brand new for you?
So I had a few friends that got casted for it, and then I made a lot of new friends on the way.
Did you guys like, as far as do you have like any fun like behind the scenes stories as far as just like hanging out like in between like filming or anything like that?
Yeah, actually. So one day we were playing cards and then it was an odd day, but we decided to use one of the props and play monkey in the middle with all my friends. So yeah, we were using a teddy bear and we were playing monkey in the middle with the 80s and all that.
Yeah, I mean the sets, I mean obviously like haven't, seen the show yet, but I imagine, from the different movies and stuff like that, seeing Santa's workshop, was it was it pretty mind-blowing to, I mean, you watched the movies that like you said before you or after you got casted. Was it crazy to see all of that stuff in person, like seeing all the
Yeah.
different props and the sets and stuff?
It was so weird because, it looks different on TV than how it does in real life, but it's so Christmassy and like fun. There's snow everywhere, candy canes. It's just so Christmassy and it's like summer and you're like, wow.
Yeah, you're like it's probably like 80, 90 degrees outside, but we're inside here and we have to pretend, that it's Christmas time. But I'm sure it definitely got you guys in the Christmas spirit.
Hmm.
Now, can you describe? You talked a little bit about the, getting like the ears and stuff done. How long did it take to like fully get into your full elf like get up for like a day of like shooting? I know you said it was like a half an hour, like hour for just like the
Yeah.
ears, but for like everything in total, what did that look like for you?
Um, well, if the ears take like 30 minutes, an hour, because our hair, like sometimes our hair would be in crazy different styles or normal. So an hour to 30 minutes.
Was about that like in total for everything?
Yeah.
Now, you have a lot of original characters returning for this, including, Charlie, Bernard, and then obviously Santa, Mrs. Claus. What was it like? I don't know if you got a chance to meet all of them, but what was it like, meeting them and like working with some of those, those different actors?
Yeah, I met Tim Allen and Mrs. Claus. They're so nice. It's so much fun to work with them because they just treat you like your friends and you've known them for like so long. So it was fun meeting them.
Was it kind of weird? Like, even though, you know that they're actors, but, after watching the movies and stuff, was it kind of weird getting to meet Santa and Mrs. Claus like in person for the first time?
It was exciting. I was really excited to meet Tim Allen because he's Santa,
Yeah.
and Mrs. Claus is just nice and fun. She makes everything fun on set.
That's awesome. Well, that's great to hear. Now, there might be some people out there who, this series could be their first introduction to the Santa Claus series. So what can fans like expect if this is their first time coming into this series, this franchise? What can they expect from the upcoming series on Disney Plus?
A lot of crazy, a lot of fun, some heartbreak, but mostly just fun and joy with your family, basically.
So as far as like with the holiday season coming up, what are some Christmas movies that you watch either every season or just some like holiday traditions that you have?
Home Alone. I love watching Home Alone every Christmas. My favorite Christmas movie.
Now, do you like the first one, or do you like the first one or the second one more?
I would say the first one.
The first one, the original. Okay, yeah, gotta respect the classic. I say Home
Yeah.
Alone's a great one. I know for me, like I mean, Home Alone's great. The Santa Claus, Jingle All the Way is another one that I really love. Like personally, do you guys like have any other traditions other than like movies that you like to do like every season?
We like to go to Disneyland
Oh, you guys
and
like
go on Disney rides, and then it's all Christmased out there.
yeah. Yeah, so that's exciting. I've been down to Disney once, Disney World, like Florida around like Christmas time, and it was so cool getting to see the place like all decorated and like see the parade and stuff like that. Yeah, is there so as far as the series is coming out like this Wednesday, what are you most excited for fans to see?
Um, there's a candy cane fight. I'm really excited for everyone to see that. So yeah, pretty. I think that
That's probably the thing that you're most
yeah.
looking forward to people seeing.
Hmm.
Excellent. Well, hey, thank you, Ashlyn, for taking time out of your schedule, coming on here to do this. Is there anything else that you want to say to, the fans or people out there? Where can people follow you next for like upcoming projects?
I just want to say I hope everyone enjoys the show and have fun and watch it with your family.
Excellent. And do you have like any like social media that you want like, people to like to follow you on?
Dot Rowan on Instagram.
Instagram. Okay. Excellent. Well, hey, again, Ashlyn, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come on here. I'm so excited to watch this series. I believe it's the first two episodes are coming out this week. So I'm really excited to check that out. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the original series, the movies, and just from like the trailers and stuff like that, what we've seen, it looks like this is going to be a lot of fun. So myself and I know everybody else, around the world are I think you're going to have a lot of fun with this one. So thank you again for coming on the show and talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Hi, I'm Ashlan Rowan. I'm a security elf on the Santa Clauses, and you're watching Pop Culture with Pat.